Today we're going to be talking about what it would look like if Joe Biden did run in 2024, and what that really will mean for the Democratic Party in that year. Um, so I know this was published a while ago, but I thought I would do something that talked about this because this is right now a very important issue because within the Democratic Party there's the more progressives who believe he shouldn't run, that one, he'll be too old, and two, he's still moderate, and that he was more of a transitional president into a more progressive person. And the more moderates who believe he's a moderate, he's most likely going to do a good job, and that it'll mean that the Democrats will be able to stay in power for longer. Um, and so during a press conference, Biden said right now his plan is to run for reelection. And so that's pretty monumental because it's basically putting him forward one as not a lame duck president. Um, because the fear is that if he weren't to run in 2024, then he wouldn't really have to do anything. He could do whatever he wanted. You know what I'm? And so that's the first big thing that it means. And two, that in my opinion, the Democrats will have a much easier chance of winning both in the House and the Senate and the presidency. So I'm going to go in and fill in the map. Um, this is how I see it if he were to run um, for president in 2024. So these are the solid states. This is just up against generic Republican. Oops. Um, and so I'm just going to fill these in. Obviously not Nebraska second. So right now it's heavily debated whether or not he should and will because, like I said before, he's going to be around, I think, 82 if I'm correct. Most likely not. And for a president, that is, I would say personally, pretty old. Because 82, by the end of that term, he'll be 86, almost 90. That's just downright old. And so I think right now it makes more sense for him not to, but he most likely will. He hasn't yet started. He hasn't whatchamacallit. He hasn't filed paperwork or anything like that. So it looks like that's just a claim. It's not definitely solidified. Um, okay, so right now Biden is, I would say, very popular. He's got a 14%, 14 point, no, I'm sorry, 13.9% approval rating. That for any president is very high. We can see, sure, Obama's was higher. Let's look at the net approval rating because that's what matters. So, sure, Obama's was higher, but we're in such a polarized nation right now. It's insane. And so, I think for a Democratic president to have such a high approval rating, I think that it says a lot about where the country is and what type of job he's doing. We can see compared to Trump, it's significantly higher. It's 23, 24 points above Trump's. Um, and so if Biden is able to carry even a 5% net approval rating into 2022, the House and Senate, then I think he has a good shot at 2024 because um, it means that he'll be so approved. I'm not sure what happened there. So back to what I was saying. Right now, he has a pretty good approval rating. I think he'll be able to carry that into 2022 with the vaccine, economic recovery, and I think he'll even be able to carry that into 2024, especially because he'll be able to directly be credited with the job, whereas in 2022, it's harder for the House and senators to be able to claim that. So I think this does mean he'll be able to carry most of the states he did in 2020. I actually think all of them. He'll improve in Arizona. I do think the Republicans will narrowly win Florida. I think he will also. I actually think he might be able to win in Wisconsin by lean margins instead of a tilt. Republicans Republicans will probably, I think Iowa will be narrower since they're going to feel the economic recovery more than Ohio will. I think Georgia will also go lean and North Carolina tilt, and I believe that Texas will go that way. And I'm going to leave Maine's second district as a toss-up because it wasn't, it didn't shift much, but if Trump isn't on the ballot, I have a hard time seeing it going to the Republicans, so I'm actually going to leave it as a tilt. And so this is a 100 electoral vote victory for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And for anyone that's really for like a second round, that's a pretty big improvement. It's 13 electoral votes, and we saw with Obama it decreased, but I think that it's a pretty good improvement. So what I have up right now is my personal prediction for the 2022 Senate elections, and I think this is really what's going to determine how the outcome of 2024 is. If the Democrats are able to hold on to both the House, which I see a very hard time doing, and the Senate, and are able to make concrete changes, then I think Biden almost is secured in not only winning in 2024, but improving in 2024. If the Democrats are able to win more seats in the Senate and do even more without having to worry about Kristen Sinema or Joe Manchin, and if they're able to make DC a state, which looks like it might happen, then I think they have an even better chance of winning in 2024. So that's what I think is going to happen in 2024. Here, I'm going to reload the page because I did see that there was indeed a generic ballot released by, okay, I guess I wasn't. I think that right now this is how it stands, that Joe Biden will significantly, improve in 2024 if he's able to maintain this type of approval rating alongside the generic ballot should be a little bit higher than that. But I think he will be able to solidly win. And if I said they're able to, if they're able to, I'm going to turn on Do Not Disturb because I don't know that happening again. Because if they're able to hold on to both the House and the Senate, and they're able to do things with that, then I think Biden will have an even easier chance, maybe win Florida by a lead margin, or a tilt, and maybe even Texas. This is obviously unlikely, but I'm just throwing scenarios out there. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I know it was a little bit shorter, but I realized that my other videos are pretty long, and those are annoying to watch. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and tune in for the next episode.